may come again.
You heard the saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But if it could be better, then it's as good as broken. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all. I hope you're all good. I hope you're okay. Come and join me in this video. So glorious, isn't he? Yeah? You got anything to say, mate? You want to say anything?
Oh, look at those eyes.
We just hit 200 subscribers this morning, so thank you very much for everyone that subscribes to the YouTube channel. I mean, we've done that in like a month, so I'm really, really happy with that. Obviously, you guys are liking the content that we're doing. But the reason I'm sitting down today and I'm not all energetic and enthusiastic is, one, I feel ill, feel a bit rough today. It's not the COVID, it is just generally, I think I'm run down on the flu. Got a sore throat, feel a bit like groggy. And also, I started back at the gym.
No pain, no gain.
So I am in absolutely pieces at the moment.
Poor baby, you're starting to lose it, aren't you?
Vesta was stretching me out last night, all my chest and my back, my arms, and I haven't been to the gym for probably a good year, maybe, well, since lockdown began, and I used to go quite regularly, and obviously getting back into it now, I'm paying the price.
It's the world's smallest violin playing just for the waitresses.
And I've still got a lot to do. So I've been sitting in the office feeling vulnerable, doing basically sod all, except for a load of admin work, and I've been on the phone pretty much all day, every day with new companies. We've just took on a load of work from new companies as well, which is great. So we've got a lot more regular work. So obviously we do well on the residential side through the website, but also we've got those commercial clients as well. That obviously keeps us ticking, and that's the bread and butter of our work. So with that being said, we've got a lot more to do. Preacher's just jumped up, looked at me, and we're going to crack on. Oh my God, I'm hurting. Vesta, what are you doing?
Feeding the dogs and feeding you.
Look, we've got an oven in here now, look at this. So we've got an oven with hobs on it. We put up a shelf, so we've got the condiments up there.
We've got it going on now.
That's it, our tiny little kitchen in the office.
Food. He's got mixed meat with duck today. Yep.
And that's for big boy there. Hey, Preacher.
A frying pan on there.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to go and move all the vehicles and get everything ready, okay?
Alright. Do you want eggs?
Yeah, of course I do.
Cool. How many?
2. So while Vesta's upstairs making the breakfasts, I've got to move all of these vehicles here. And the reason being is obviously because we've got to strip the sign writing off the Mercedes today, because that's getting sold tomorrow. The guy's coming to pick that up. Going to move the Luton over there anyway, and the Citroen. So all these vehicles that are in the yard at this present moment in time are going to be moved. Going to get the skip lorry out so we can get rid of these 2 skips here we've got full of scrap that have just accumulated over the last week. So we'll see how much we get for that today. And that's about it for a minute. So that's all the vehicles started up now, so it's time to have a little shunt about, put everything in position for where we want it, and then start the day.
God damn.
Here they come! What are we gonna do?
The environmental agency's paying a lot. You alright? Down there?
Yeah. Oh, I bought from our bank. You down, ain't you?
Yes.
I've told you, I met you last time.
I gave you one of my cards, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you're alright. You could have come through. It looks bad. We're not bad.
I need to... Are you filming us?
We do.
We're a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
We're above board, mate, we are. Sorry, can we have a... Absolutely, yeah. So that clip you just saw of those guys coming into the yard was the environmental agency, the local council, and the British Transport Police. The estate we're on, there's quite a lot of activity. We're not involved in it, but obviously because we're here, we're kind of on their radar. We do rubbish, we do skips, so obviously that's why the environmental agency wanted to come down. And it was quite crazy because we was obviously just filming in the yard, doing bits and pieces, sorting out the yard, making sure everything was tidy, and then the gates were closed, and then I see like someone's head pop round at the end of the concrete wall, and I was like, who's that? And it came in, it was the environmental agency, so they came in all badged up, men, you know, loads of men and so forth, and I was like, oh no, like what have we done? But luckily they came in, they was here for probably like about an hour, half an hour, 3/4, something like that. They come up to the office, we chose not to record, they asked us not to, so what it was, obviously they were happy with what we're doing in regards to the waste management side. You know, we're quite tidy and clean and that, and we have all like, we literally have all this is our like wall of obviously all our legal documents. So you know, we have all our environmental permit here, like this is a restricted permit, so we can only technically deal with our own waste, but there was obviously a few bits they wasn't happy with that we needed to touch on, so I'll go over that in a second. Obviously we have all our insurances in place, and this is just to make sure the guys are safe, because if any one of my guys ever has an accident, at least we've got the right insurance in place. So we've got the fleet insurance, the liability insurance, and we've also got the employer's insurance. So if any of my guys do have an accident at work, maybe they trip, fall, or hurt themselves while they're at work, they're all covered. That's something I always wanted to do. It wasn't actually a necessity when we started, but it was when we started employing people, I wanted to make sure everyone was safe, covered, come to work safe, go home the same way. So they came in, you know, they had a look at the wall, made sure that we was all up to date and so forth. But one of the legislations with the waste management industry is you need an environmental permit to segregate and sort waste. Now, we've got an exemption permit, but it doesn't kind of carry over to what we need to do. So the EA came in, the Environmental Agency, the councilmen were here. They were very fair with me. It turns out they actually watched this channel, so you know, it's kind of like a catch-22. You know, we're trying to document our progress and what we're doing with the business and how moving forward and what we're doing for the waste management industry and our plans for the future. But at the same time, we're documenting stuff that can legally, you know, have repercussions for us. So we need to make sure that we are above board. So they sat me down, they said, look, Dan, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to move forward. So we employed an environmental consultancy to kind of come in. They're going to start over the next couple of weeks doing bits and pieces on the yard, and what they're going to do is they're going to tell us how we need to conform in order to get the right permits so that we can move forward and grow the business in the right way, rather than carrying on the way we're going and end up having loads of problems down the line. That's not something we want to do, so we need to nip it in the bud now. So we got this consultancy on board. They're going to literally, their job is to basically make sure we have everything in place, so then when we do go to the environmental agency, they can look and go, okay, you've got that in place. So some of the things we need is like a fire plan. If there's ever a fire in the yard, breaks out, we need to make sure that we're covered. We've got a fire plan, how we're going to extinguish that fire. So we're probably going to have to put up a sprinkler system, like a dust suppression system as well, which kind of works coincide with each other. So obviously at the moment it's damp, it's wet, there's no chance of dust blowing around or anything like that. But come the summertime, you know, we don't want to be polluting the air and the surrounding yards, even though these are all agricultural yards. You know, there's a sand yard over there, aggregates and so forth, another waste management company over there, scrap yard company over here. So we need to make sure we're doing our part, that, you know, stuff's not blowing around and going into these other businesses, because, you know, that's just not good practice. So this is what they're going to help us on board, and that's what the councilman and the environmental agency came down, and they wanted to make sure we're going to start moving forward with that. So they did say they're going to come back to inspect that we are moving forward. They didn't give me any, you know, kind of formal, I'd say, penalties or punishments as of yet. So moving forward, we've got to just make sure we conform with what they want, and as long as we're doing that, I'm sure we're going to be on the right side of the law, and that is how I want to operate this business. You know, I never set out to kind of be like a one-man band cowboy. I wanted to make sure that we built a business sustainability for the future. We also spoke with them some plans that we wanted to move forward and how we wanted to do it. So just getting that insight, you know, because we're still new into the waste management industry, but we still need to make sure we are moving in the right direction and doing everything we can. So I will keep you guys all updated with everything that happens in the future. Obviously, if the council and the environmental agency are happy with being on film and, you know, talking to us and so forth, we're going to document that. You know, that is the idea of this YouTube channel. There is not going to be any, you know, kind of like we're hiding behind closed doors. It's like an open policy. You know, if you're here, come in, have a look, make sure we're doing everything right. And if there's something we could be doing better, then tell us. You heard the saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But if it could be better, then it's as good as broken. So that is how we want to move forward with the business. So with that being said, I'm going to finish this vlog today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.